Good day, students. My name is Mr. Jerry Omuka, and I'm here again to teach you physics. This is week 4, and our topic for this week is space travel. In our previous topic, we discussed man and space. We discussed the solar system and satellites. We said that the sun is at the center of our solar system with 8 planets revolving around it. And we also said that satellites are objects that revolve around another object in space. Now we are moving into space travel. This topic is gotten from Basic Science, JS1, chapter 16. And the topic there is space flight. You can see that from page 95 to 97. So if you have your textbook, you can open up to this page and make references. What are the specific objectives for this topic? Number 1, you should be able to explain the meaning of space travel. 2, understand the concept of the universe and space. 3, state the characteristics of outer space. 4, state the purpose of space travel. Number 5, supposed to be able to state the problems of space travel. 6, state the dangers of space travel. And lastly, state the benefits of space travel. This is an interesting topic. The universe is a very expansive space which includes all the stars and our solar system and the galaxies. In fact, so many stars. The space outside our own solar system is called our galaxy. It's called our galaxy. And the name of our galaxy is the Milky Way galaxy. The Milky Way galaxy, from our previous video in man and space, in our solar system is located at the Orion cluster of the Milky Way galaxy. And the Milky Way is a collection of stars with different solar systems. That should show you the Milky Way galaxy is just a portion of our universe. Our universe comprises of so many galaxies. The universe is described as an expanse. It is endless, with no boundaries or limits. And scientists have found out through experiment that the universe is continuously expanding. They postulated the theory of the expanding universe. Characteristics of outer space. Now, when you travel outside of Earth to the space, what do you experience? When astronauts travel outside of Earth to space, while in space, they experience so many things. The characteristics of outer space. Number 1, light from the sun passes through outer space. That means that when you're in outer space, you can see the light from the sun and also from other stars. That means that light passes through space. Number 2, there is no force of gravity in outer space. When one goes to the space, everything tends to float. Outer space is empty or void. There is no air in outer space. And for that reason, sound does not pass through outer space. And if sound doesn't pass through outer space, therefore it is always quiet. Sound requires a medium for it to travel, and air is a medium. So since there is no air in outer space, sound cannot pass in outer space. That's why if astronauts want to communicate with each other, they use some sophisticated communication system to communicate with one another. Outer space is very large and beyond our imagination. Anyway, that's true. Purpose of space travel. Why do the scientists, why do engineers, why NASA, why do NASA and all the space agencies in the world, why do we venture in space travel? What is the purpose of space travel? Now we have so many reasons. Every country have their reasons for going voyaging in space. But these are few of the reasons. Number one, to examine the surface features of planets. To examine the surface features of planets. Two, to advance our technology in the field of radio and television communications. We said before that one of the reasons why we can broadcast, why we can send television broadcasts to various areas in the world is through satellite communication. So satellite communication has helped in our television broadcast. To monitor the surface temperature of the sun and earth, yeah. To know the amount of radiation we receive here on earth from the sun, yes. That is one of the reasons for space travel. It is due to this that with some sophisticated satellites that have so many gadgets equipped on them, we can measure the amount of radiation coming from the sun, reaching the earth, and the rest of them. And lastly, to discover minerals existing in an asteroid and other planets. We can produce and manufacture some high-tech equipment using some minerals that are not gotten from our normal periodic table. Some materials gotten from outer space. Okay, so when we discover minerals existing in asteroids and other materials, we can use them for scientific purposes, investigation, and the rest of them. Now these are pictures showing us a spaceship in outer space and also an astronaut floating in outer space. You can see the astronaut in outer space. See the kit of this astronaut. This kit enables the astronauts to survive in this kind of environment. Extreme cold, no gravity, and the rest of them. Now this is a picture showing American, Russian, and German astronauts. The International Space Station is a place whereby so many countries have their representative where they work to and make some observations of things happening in outer space. Okay, and this International Space Station has so many representatives from different countries. So this is just an American, a Russian, and German astronauts. They work in the International Space Station, one of the largest satellites hovering over the Earth. So the problems of space travel. What are the problems encountered during space travel? One, the force of gravity is a big problem because it must be overcome. Overcoming the force of gravity is a big problem, but it is not a problem that cannot be surmounted. Number two, there is no food or water in outer space, of course. So astronauts must come with enough supplies so that during their duration in outer space, it could last. If not, they could starve to death. Another problem experienced by astronauts is weightlessness. Weightlessness is a big problem, but they have found a way to live by it, because astronauts, before they go on space, they are trained. They are trained in a simulation, in an environment, a simulated environment that they will experience that weightlessness, such that they could be able to handle themselves when they move out in space, when they move out to outer space, and they can now be able to handle the situations they face there. Meanwhile, here on Earth, they have been able to simulate that weightlessness, keep them in an environment where they experience weightlessness, and they train them on how to handle themselves. So weightlessness is a problem, but it can be overcome. Also, the calculations of speed, angle, and time of launch of spaceships is also a problem which has been successfully solved over time. So all these problems doesn't mean that they can be solved. They have been solved. That is why we successfully launched spaceships or satellites into space over and over, and send astronauts into outer space over and over, because these problems have been surmounted. Dangers of space travel. What are the dangers? Dangers. One, explosion of rockets at the launch pad. Because when rockets wants to leave the earth, they burn, they burn so many large amounts of fuel, and at a very high velocity. This could cause explosions if care is not taken. Secondly, failure of some equipment to function well in the spaceship can also be a danger, can pose a danger, of course. Explosion of rocket in flight. Of course, when the rocket is already in air and it explodes, wow, that's a very big danger. Inability of rocket to reach escape velocity. Escape velocity is the minimum velocity required for a rocket or spaceship to leave and escape the Earth's gravitational influence. When a rocket or spaceship could not reach the escape velocity, what happens is that it starts falling down, it starts dropping back, because it could not escape the Earth's gravitational influence. And the value of the escape velocity is 11 kilometers per second. 11 kilometers per second. That is the value of escape velocity. 11 kilometers per second, or 11,000 meters per second. That means that the rocket must be traveling at the speed of 11,000 meters per second. That means at every second, the rocket has traveled 11,000 meters. That is the value of the escape velocity. So, and at such speed, that rocket will escape the gravitational influence of the Earth. Another danger is wrong calculations of speed, angle, and time of launch. Benefits of space travel. Number one is production of special computers. 2, production of aircraft and rocket fuels. 3, production of telecommunication equipment. 4, production of special photographic equipment with X-rays and gamma rays. These are just to mention but a few. And this is where we end the topic for the day. So these are some evaluation questions for you to look at and answer them. If you can be able to answer them, it simply means that you understood all that I have taught. So take time and evaluate yourself and give me a comment in the